How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Hicksydust, here with another Madden franchise video. Now, on my last Madden video, I spoke about NFL free agency news, players being signed to big contracts, players moving teams. I spoke about what the Giants were doing. I spoke about Drew Brees' retirement. And I spoke about the relationship between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks, which has become interesting over the last few days. I need to amend something which I said in my last video. So I'm just going to get right down to it. Russell Wilson has come out and said that he's publicly stated that he's frustrated with the team, the Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll specifically. He feels Pete Carroll has too much control over the team, the direction of the offense. He feels the offense is dated. He feels the offensive line, needs some work, and some of these are validated. Some of these are interesting. Pete Carroll is, of course, the head coach, so to say that he has too much control over the offense is interesting. But the direction the offense is going is more where I feel like he's trying to go. He says the offense is dated. He feels like he's running an 80s offense in today's NFL. So while he has publicly stated that he still has interest in playing for Seattle and he would like to stay and get things worked out, he also released a list of teams that he would drop his no-trade clause for if they were to come calling. Russell Wilson has a no-trade clause in his contract that says that he cannot be traded without his approval. So on this team, or on this list, was the Chicago Bears. And after hearing this, the Chicago Bears are very quarterback needy. They tried to work out a deal for Russell Wilson almost immediately. In the end, though, Chicago ended up signing Andy Dalton. Now, I took this as a sign to say that maybe the price tag for Russell Wilson was just too high, something that Chicago wasn't willing or able to pay. It's actually the reverse. I got the situation flipped. So we've gotten news now today that Chicago was willing to give up 3 first-round draft picks, a 3rd-round draft pick, and 2 starters. Now, Seattle went ahead and declined the deal, said they're not gonna deal Russell Wilson right now. So we won't know what 2 starters those were and how prolific or how big this trade really could have been, which is interesting. It's more interesting for Russell Wilson. He stated his desire that the offense is stale. He's stated that he would like to see the offensive line upgraded. And he also listed off teams that he would like to go if Seattle can't get these things done. And Seattle has literally done nothing to the sort. So they're just going to further frustrate and upset their star quarterback. They could have got something for him if they didn't want to agree with his comments or, what he had brought to the table. Because they have literally done nothing in free agency. They have lost players to other teams, but I've yet to see them really sign anybody. And so if you're Russell Wilson, you're watching other teams dish out money for offensive line. I spoke about 2 players in my last video who got signed to big contracts. They're watching. So he's sitting there watching this team stagnate, if not get worse, but he's watching the teams around him get better. And now he's stuck. The team is not going to trade him, and I just feel bad for Russell Wilson. So I'm apologizing for getting the story wrong last episode, and I just hope that things get better for Russell Wilson. Interestingly enough, I'm playing the Seattle Seahawks this week, so I hope things don't get too much better for Russell Wilson in this season. But in real life football, I hope that Russell Wilson ends up in a much better situation. We can see we have the playoff picture, which is now printed this week. As we know, or if you're unfamiliar, I brought the Giants to 9-2. We are first in our division, the NFC East. San Francisco has the first round bye, even though we have the same record. So we just need to keep winning. We need to keep the gravy train moving, and we need to hope that somebody can trip up the San Francisco 49ers along the way. And just as a side note, which is, it's not really going to have much bearing on the game, but it's just a fun fact. If you look down here, Mark Schlereth, thanks to the NFL for scheduling the Giants and the Seahawks on Thanksgiving. Great matchup. Hey, in this reality, it's a Thanksgiving game, so that's interesting. Now, we are going to be playing the Seahawks, so we do know that this game could be challenging. They have Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, so they have a real star player on both sides of the field. In terms of overall, we're over them by a point, but that doesn't mean I can let our guard down. So we're going to have to make real careful throws. We might be relying on Saquon a lot this game. We just, and then we're going to have to worry about containing Russell Wilson. Even though their offensive line is horrible and it shows in this game, Russell Wilson has the feet and the ability to make moves. So it's just going to be like a gas pedal game all the way through.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New York Giants.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the New York Giants. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And leading them out in his 3rd season from UCLA, a former 10th overall pick, Josh Rosen.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley.
Good run, good
Get
run.
him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
On the tackle. A gain of 16 yards. First
Barkley.
Giants.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Rosen's pass.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there. First down.
First down, Giants.
Now Saquon Barkley. He'll get about 4 here. Down to the 43-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago. 14 carries, 101 yards, and a score.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes a leading rusher.
On second down, here's Barkley. They go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48.
That was a bad one.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
That was a hard hit.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. On fourth down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Back
See if we can pin him back deep.
Tyler Lockett.
Okay. I would have liked to have gotten points out of that, but work with what you can get.
Over deep in their own territory. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. They'll be led out by a 6-time Pro Bowler now in his 9th NFL season. It's Russell Wilson.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 15. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf.
2nd and inches, they're most likely going to try and run it.
And what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route.
Or maybe not.
And then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the
popped in the air and intercepted.
Sean Lee.
Picked off by the linebacker, Sean
almost.
Lee. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round
that doesn't
bye
look good.
and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Caden Smith is looking pretty banged. Let's hope that he's okay. He's our 3rd string tight end, so not a big loss, but still don't like to see that happen.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley, and he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are going to take a 1st quarter lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point try good by Gano, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Dislocated shoulder. Okay, so he might be out for a couple. He could be out for just as much as this game. We'll have to see the severity of that after the game.
Following the touchdown here to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10.
Oh, there we go.
Can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, He's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, this one into the hands of Metcalf.
Metcalf is one of those receivers, man. He's probably going to be, he's one of the best in the league, definitely. Lining up in that I formation, they're definitely going to run it.
Wilson.
Oh!
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dexter Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
That was a good play right when we needed it. Got Russell Wilson on the ground a second time.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after
Can't
the sack.
ease up on the pressure, though, because Russell Wilson's one of those guys that can just make plays.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Trying for Lockett.
Was the target there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 16.
From the gun, it's Wilson.
Oh, he throws it away,
Incomplete.
preventing a 3rd sack, which was really close.
To start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Jabril Peppers is deep for the Giants. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 2nd down now, Barkley. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
I'm going to go for that trap play again. This one seems to be really digging him.
This is Barkley. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. It's caught. Shepard.
There you go.
Sterling Shepard. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're gonna get some
We are making life difficult for Russell Wilson right now.
Media.
Well,
That center is going to have an earful.
Positive silver lining, you know.
25-yard line.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. The ball comes out. And who's got it? The Giants.
Wilson's pass complete.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in
look at
today's
that.
football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
Now it's Barkley. And not much running.
All right.
Down to the 32. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh. So we're going to go for a field goal here.
Is Graham Gano for the Giants field goal.
We're already up. No reason to force it. Ah, snap.
And I think Gano missed it. He did. He missed it.
Yeah, I hit that too soon.
And this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson.
That was interesting.
About 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
See if we can keep him out.
Play first half, it's 14-0.
2nd and 2. At the 40.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're
They are fighting.
And he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Being chased out left. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down.
Russell Wilson is he's dangerous when he does stuff like that.
It is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Good hit. Good hit.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
That's complete, right around the 8. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Greg Olsen, old reliable.
Greg Olsen with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks have made this a 1-score game. The way this one, they've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, a full half to be played. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Open target here, Darius Slayton. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll
Gonna have to try and drive the ball downfield here, try to get at least another score. It can be a field goal.
That's complete to Slayton. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
A gain of 19 yards. 1st down.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen.
Ooh, good grab, good grab.
Slayton. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
It's a gain of 9.
They had 2 straight 1st downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Going right side, he finds Slayton. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half.
The Giants.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
17. Seahawks 7.
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he will have a 1st down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
All right.
Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll see. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. This will make it into the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Pass there over the middle to start things out. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me?
Dalvin Tomlinson again.
And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
2nd and 12 now at the 44-yard line. From the shotgun, Wilson. A pass underneath for Carson. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. Now After the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that.
That was a good pass to Greg Olsen. I can't even hate on that.
Greg Olsen, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the podcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
No need to do anything crazy. We still have the lead.
On a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Barkley. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
The ball carrier.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Ooh, that one could have went.
But not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 34.
The 24-yard line.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
At the 18-yard line.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Touchdown.
Wayne Gallman, his first touchdown on the year.
I had no idea they had even take Barkley out.
Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And a nice play on the end of it, an 18-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown.
Interesting.
The defense gave one up. And that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
They run again with Carson. And this time he's not going
Wall of
anywhere.
defenders.
They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Operating from the gun. Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Wilson to Metcalf that time. First down, Seattle.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They run it with Carson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Just short of midfield.
This is Carson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. I can't imagine that in their huddle.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back into 32. Dalvin Tomlinson.
Is that 3rd?
8 sacks for him on the season.
I think that's the 3rd one this game.
To make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Giants 24. Seahawks.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
On the return, the Giants take over 1st and 10.
We're going to change it to a chew clock tempo, and we're going to just
set to kick off their next drive.
We're going to run this straight out.
Workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
32-yard line.
They'll go to Barkley again. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Got a man, Slayton. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Giants.
They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's up across
just pushing that pile
into Seattle territory. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll run with Barkley. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Now we just run the clock out.
Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Rosen to a knee, and that ought to do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And say what you want about Lumen Field here in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league when you're on the road. So for the Giants, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button if you liked what you saw here today. We definitely gave Russell Wilson something to be frustrated about as we won a close game, 24-17. We did our job. Let's hope somebody took out the San Francisco 49ers so we could take them for the #1 seed. But tune in next time, guys, for more Hicksydust content. Like I said, I have other games rolling into the series as we try to finish out here.